Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Panda Watch. It's that hot new podcast. I mean, as always, I'm Steven Zebrak with...
It's your boy, KevNmah. I mean, the podcast is not even... it's still hot in terms of you need to listen to it. Probably still trending, but if this was pizza, this pizza would be cold. Like, cold pizza. And people like cold pizza.
You mean like the failed ESPN2 show?
Yes.
Okay.
Who was that? Craig Kilborn?
No, I don't think he was on that. He was on The Daily Show by that time.
No, he had already gone.
Yeah.
Cold pizza, they failed earlier. But see, that's kind of like they failed their way to success. Cold pizza turned into like hot, what is it? First take?
Yeah.
Cold pizza was just ahead of its time, man.
First Take turned into Skip Bayless getting his own show on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah. But enough about them. I mean, we're back, man.
I know we're back. It feels like yesterday.
PandaWatch. Does it feel like yesterday? It feels like a long time, dude.
It's been 2.5 months, but it feels like yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like Encino Man, almost.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw that.
Dude, you never seen Encino Man?
Yeah, I know. It's a failure on my part, but
jeez, dude. Pauly Shore is one of his greatest hits. And Brendan Fraser. Was that before? Yeah, that was before he played the rookie.
No, yeah, this was well before he played the rookie.
Yeah. It's a good movie, man.
That was definitely a good movie.
That was the height of when all the white people were just profit sharing. We about to make some real stupid movies. Ain't gonna be no black people in this shit, so don't worry about it.
The best thing is they picked like a 6'4" white dude from Mexico to be the rookie.
Yeah. But you know, there's no privilege out there. Gosh, PandaWatch back, man.
Yeah, I mean, on a slight hiatus, which was a little disturbing how long it was. I mean, shit happens.
Is disturbing the word you're looking for?
Probably not. I mean, disturbing is more for our viewers. Or listeners, I should say.
Yeah, speaking of, big shout out to Carol Sabatino. Happy birthday. Shout out to April, country girl, Lizzie, Emmett, and young Matt. We all just came from Carol's birthday dinner, so happy birthday. She said she was going to listen. If not, April was going to listen, so we're here, guys.
April's not going to listen unless we talk about Alabama football, and we're not doing that. So
we might talk about it. I mean, college football does start this weekend.
You're right, it does start, and they do play USC, the fake one.
Yeah, you called the fake one. We agree that it's definitely the real one.
Okay.
Or at least the better known one. Countrywide.
Do you want to keep going? Or?
Yeah, I mean, your USC is known in like the pocket of the Southeast. The other USC is at least they play for like those national championships, so they've got bandwagon fans in like Syracuse, New York, or Florida, or random spots.
See, I mean, you're right. They do play for national championships, but they kind of get them revoked after they win them. So, do they really play for national championships if they then don't get to keep them?
I mean, when they played in the game, was that a dream or did you actually see it?
I mean, I saw it, but if it doesn't count, then does it really matter?
That's a fair question, but I'm asking you, like, was it something that you imagined happening, or was there two competing football teams playing?
No, there were.
Oh, okay.
But it was an exhibition.
It was a real game. It turned out to be not worth. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. kind of like South Carolina's going to be in a lot of exhibition games this year.
Yeah, that's saying a lot.
Yeah. The opponents will be exhibiting. They're going to be exhibitionists out there.
Okay.
Yeah, they were doing some X-rated stuff to y'all too.
Yeah, Jesus. I will say this though about every South Carolina Gamecock, they will be standing during the national anthem.
You think? I mean,
guarantee that.
They might be standing. They might, but down there, I don't know if they're ready for the guy MC himself, Colin Kaepernick.
Well, I mean, they have to down there because the Southerners who are very committed to the country will get mad at them if they don't. The same Southerners that would get mad at them are still upset that they lost the Civil War. So it's like you can stand for America as long as you could stand for the right parts of America.
Yeah, and by the right parts, we mean Deep South. But, I mean, hey, it's no secret what story we're going to lead off with today. I mean, Colin Kaepernick. Who knew you would be back in the spotlight like this? I didn't think anybody had Colin Kaepernick pegged as a political activist, but good on him for exercising his right to, to protest violently. He didn't even say anything until after the press conference.
Right, and it's important to note that he did it for 2 games prior, but no one noticed and no one asked him, so nobody knew about it. This was the 3rd game he did it. It's not. That to me is the best part about it. He was doing it for 3 weeks. It's just that now someone noticed and they're like, "Hey, why aren't you standing?" Which is a legit question. It's just funny that it took 3 weeks for it to come up.
Well, they say these protests, they're usually grassroots oriented. So somebody was looking. Somebody had the watchdog out for him. But I think it's pretty cool that he is trying to expand not his message, a message that should be being held by everybody in America, that there are more pressing issues than me not saluting a flag when injustices are happening outside in the world. With that said, I know that some people, and it's your right to feel like he should be doing what you want him to do. But the reality of the situation is he did what he wanted to do, which is his right, which any American who is American would probably agree with.
Oh, no, I completely 100% agree. And it's also funny that a lot of the people that, I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people have a problem with the way he's protesting. But it's also funny to me that the same people who have a problem with him exercising his First Amendment rights are the ones that always tout the Second Amendment. So it's like, you guys always say that the Second Amendment is in the, you can't go against it, but then you just throw out the First Amendment. So if you want,
because the guns rule, dude. Like, you can have your freedom of speech, but you're not going to be talking if I shoot you.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
So I need my Second Amendment right to be more important than your first. And technically, I mean, like, they say the pen or the tongue is mightier than the sword, but I mean, in real life, gun never loses to tongue or sword.
Right.
Unless this is like a movie in the Civil War where the bayonets were getting a lot of people. Which was always interesting to me. It's like, you got a knife at the end of your joint, like, just stuff the musket again, my man. Run far away from somebody and stuff it again, and come back and shoot.
I mean, I agree. If only they had your military mind.
Tangent.
Yeah. So I have a question for you,
Okay.
and a good friend of mine, and hopefully soon to be a friend of the show, wants to know. This friend I'm speaking of is Rodney Harrison. Is Colin Kaepernick black enough to make this stand?
The real answer is yes. The answer that Kevnmah will give is no, because he's light skinned. For Rodney Harrison or anybody to be like, you aren't black enough, white enough, Spanish enough is ridiculous. The man is biracial. He was raised by the parents that adopted him, but that doesn't change the fact that if he was ever if he was booked by the census, he would probably say biracial if that's a choice, or black. So yes, Rodney Harrison, he's black enough.
Yeah. Sorry,
real quick, I just have to get it off my chest.
Yeah,
it's something that may be prevalent or used to be prevalent in the African American community, which was like just pulling each other down. But it might, hopefully, it's just Rodney Harrison just being a fucking egotistical motherfucker who just thinks that he is like the king shit. It's like, hey, dude, you're not even that. Your voice is not that big. You're not taking a stand for anything else. You're just piling on. Like, it's very easy to do from the comfort of a talk show, like I'm doing.
Right, and it's also funny that there was a couple. Maybe, I mean, I've reading a bunch of these articles on the internet. You get a lot of funny comments going back and forth, and one of them is CTE stands for can't tell ethnicity. The other, yeah, I laughed at that one. And the other one was, can we really blame Rodney? I mean, Colin is a really white name, so. But it boggles my mind that you would say that's even if he's only like an eighth black, like, how is that not black enough? You know what I mean? Like, if he's experienced any type of racial discrimination, I think he has a leg to stand on. Don't you think? Or am I speaking out of line here?
I mean, well, you're the white guy, so you can't speak for the black guy. But
right.
But I couldn't be able to be like, and it's always funny because I mean I grew up with two kids that are pretty much Eminem when you look at them and when you listen to them and how they act. So when they would get around our groups that sometimes were predominantly black or mixed with, Caucasians and Hispanics and Latinos and Middle Easterns, they would always be like, yo, your boy Zach, he's like mad black. And it'd be like, well, he might be urban in the sense that like he grew up around like kids who are black, but he's still white. So it's just people's perception of what a race should be is always off, because a race is a race is a race. Like, I'm just born here. We got these categories. I fit into one of them. But obviously there's some people who are very pro of whatever ethnicity they are, and there's some people who are choosing to say, I don't see color. Obviously, Rodney Harrison is like, hey, man, you ain't as black as I want you to be. So that gives me the right to tell you that you're not black.
Right. And there's another thought to it, too, with Rodney Harrison being like, man, he can't speak for all black people. He's not black. But then what are you trying to do? Are you trying to speak for all black people? Or is that just like your thoughts? You know, like
yeah.
to me,
Nobody thinks, man. Nobody figures it out and says, "Oh, damn! By the time I hit end or send or I stop talking, I have literally done the same thing that I'm criticizing them for."
Right, and it just boggles my mind. Whatever happened to just saying, "I don't have a comment on that"? It just
because we have our phones in our hands, man, and we have we have like our voices, which are social media personalities, up there. So we have to say something. And he's in the media, so he's gonna get interviewed. So he has to say something.
right.
And it's never going to be, hey, I agree with him. Because human nature, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, unless you truly care about the issue, is going to try to mess up their coins. And that's 100% real. And anybody who's saying it's different is not, for lack of a better, for no pun intended, in the minority. Because you're always going to try to protect your profession.
Right. Which also, now that you say that, makes me think for some reason, due to the fact that Rodney Harrison may be siding against Colin Kaepernick to protect his image, make him more of a sellout or less black than Colin Kaepernick?
Oh, I mean, depends. For me, I think it's very easy to do, but I don't know how you get excommunicated from the group, right? Because you're always going to be black. You're always going to be in a position where, down the road, well, it's a very polarizing topic, so half the group might be on his side or some kind of number. But B, Rodney Harrison might be subjected to some kind of racism. And he's going to be like, hey, man, y'all remember me? And it's not like we're going to be like, nah, man, you're not black no more. Remember that one time you said something that was so fucking stupid and so not conducive to the advancement of the group? Yeah. Doesn't feel that great, does it?
Yeah. But and having said all that, what he's saying is not nearly as worse as a lot of these anonymous NFL execs that I don't know if you've seen some of these quotes.
No. Give me something, Steven. Come on, man.
Feed me. Yeah. Mike Freeman from Bleacher Report has been apparently talking to some execs who classify him as, one of them classifies him as a traitor. Like, Colin Kaepernick gets classified as a traitor. The NFL exec,
who? Ooh.
The exec is anonymous, of course.
No, not who. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, you need to get back with your voice coach because I couldn't.
Oh, get the hell out of here, man! That was perfect enunciation, man. You should see the studio I'm in right now. It is great.
From the way you described it, it just seems like a fort that we would build at.
That's exactly what it is. But it's so dope, man. It is so amazing.
But yeah, it's so funny to me that like one guy was like saying that he would consider resigning before signing Kaepernick on his team. Like, if you feel that strongly about it, why don't you just say who you are? That way you can kind of back up your convictions.
Were you not listening to your podcast partner like 4 minutes ago? Because, Steven, I want my money. And so
yeah, I know.
It's better just to be anonymous because I don't have to be ridiculed. So that's what makes this whole thing so great. One person chose to make a stand. The stand that so many people either feel strongly one way or the other about, but rarely, if ever, whether you want to say you've never been on that scale or anything like that, they've rarely stuck their neck out to do it.
Right.
So all this shit is just fucking hot air because we love to analyze and we love to pretend like we're upset. And it's like, hey, people, he sat down. 12 people, and that's a bad number, have been murdered. Like, what's up?
Yeah, I know. I mean, no, you're absolutely right, and it's so funny because it brings another point. Everyone gets so upset that like when protests turn violent, and then people say, "Oh man, why do they have to riot? Why can't black people protest peacefully?" And then when one guy does protest peacefully in no violence whatsoever, and he's not even, I mean, in a way you can say he's drawing attention to himself, but he's not like standing on a platform and doing it. Then they say, no, you can't protest that way. Like if you're going to protest, what guidelines are there?
It's called civil disobedience for a fucking reason. Right? So it's like, yes, we all do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. I'm okay with it. We have a term for it. It's here. Now what? Now you ask me, why did I sit down? Then I tell you. And then you're like, no. People come out. Police chief in San Francisco said, I wish he would get his facts right. I thought he did. I wish Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh. I respect his decision to do it, his right to do it. I don't agree with his methods. Well, he's just trying to get his message out there.
Right. And, it's funny because, like, I think some people slammed Harbaugh for saying that. But to me, that seems like that wasn't too bad of a comment on the whole situation. He's fine with what he's doing. He just doesn't agree with how he's doing it. And I feel like that's a perfectly fair opinion to have.
Yeah, it is Kaepernick's or Harbaugh's?
Harbaugh's.
Yes, it is a fair opinion to have. It is also a very safe one.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying he's a pioneer.
You should protest. I love the flag.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is Harbaugh could have gone really like pandered to a certain demographic and been like, I never really liked him. I don't think that was a great idea. Like blah, 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 blah. But he went out and said, look, Colin can do what he wants. I don't agree with it, but this is America. Like, if that was the worst reaction we got, this wouldn't even be a story. But,
but yeah, so that's happening, and that's got the world on fire.
Right, and it just begs the question: if he can't protest this way, how is he supposed to protest? So I'm just curious how he's supposed to protest.
That's one way, right? Yeah. That's good. Another way to look at this story is we were up in arms and in disgust that he did not stand for our nation's flag and our national anthem. And we find that to be treacherous, treason almost. But when somebody representing our country is out in a different country, in a different continent, doing something that could be, borderline embarrassing to the country, we were upset. We were shocked. We weren't upset. We were kind of shocked. But we kind of let that one blow over. And that's, of course, me talking about the Olympian, because you have to call him an Olympian, Ryan Lochte.
Right, and you're absolutely correct. And the cynic in me is simply just going to say, well, check his skin tone. But I mean, the the other part of me is saying, well, yeah, he made a mistake, but he wasn't disrespecting our country. When, in fact, he was completely disrespecting our country by acting like a complete asshole while he was representing our country. So,
I just think it's so great that we get to express our feelings, whether it's on a podcast, it's on a Facebook message, but we're never going to be on the same page. And so I think we should just agree to disagree. We don't have to be like a separate, divided country to like live with our differences. But I just always think it's interesting that the difference, the tie is never given to the runner that has on the black shoes. He always has on white shoes.
well, that's because they blend in with the base, and it's hard.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, right? So, like, it's almost like they're like, here, wear these ones, and if you get into a tie, we'll know. Like, oh shit, that black guy. Obviously, the black shoes guy, guilty. But the white shoes guy, he's all right. He's safe.
Yeah.
I thought that was like, for those people who don't know, let's catch you up on the Ryan Lochte story. Him and his buddies who swam, and they're all younger, and Ryan's like, I guess their party.
He's 32 or something.
Yeah, he's their party captain because Mike Phelps got a family now, and he can't go out and smoke weed and drink alcohol. He's just cashing in millions of gold medals before he becomes a woman. But Ryan Lochte and them go out to have a good night in Brazil because it's Rio de Janeiro, and I bet there's a whole bunch of fun stuff to do there. Go out, get drunk, and then go to a convenience store and pretty much tell the biggest lie that I've heard in a long time.
Right. I mean, they pulled over to the gas station to pee. Couldn't open the door.
Destroy the property.
Right. Started trying to break the door in. And then Lochte was trying to pull down like advertising signs there. And security guards came from the gas station and said, yo, you guys got to pay for this. But there was obviously a language disconnect because Brazilians speak Portuguese and a lot of Americans don't. And so apparently
you don't speak Portuguese?
No, I don't. I mean, Billy Madison speaks it pretty well, but I don't. So apparently there's a translator there. Like, I can't remember the kid's name who released the official statement. Connor Bentz or something like that. Or I'm probably confusing. Yeah, I'm probably confusing two swimmers. But he pretty much said, like, yeah, the guy was saying you need to pay them money because you were destroying shit. And then Ryan Lochte took that as these guys who are posing as police officers are robbing me. They held a gun to my head. So I just said, whatever, and gave him money. First of all, if someone's holding a gun to my head, pretty sure the last word on my mind is whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, Steven, right? So just so we're consistent on PandaWatch, we don't want to, assign intent. Like, because you wouldn't do that, but you're not Ryan Lochte. You're not 32-year-old. How many gold medals does he have? 5, 6?
I don't know. He's got like 20 less than Phelps.
Right? So, like, his hubris might be on a different level than yours. So, like, maybe he just got to the point where he was like, yeah, whatever. Shoot me in my head at the Olympics because that wouldn't make my family sad or my significant others and people who care about me sad. It would just be like a pretty cool story.
Yeah. he would get to the afterlife like, man, I went out like a boss.
I went out like a fucking G, yo.
Yeah.
I'm Ryan Lochte.
But that
what color is my hair right now?
Yeah, I think it's back to brown.
Yeah.
But that also begs the question that we were talking about earlier, not on the podcast, but when we were talking about earlier. What's more embarrassing to America if you're going to assign America has feelings? Like what's more embarrassing to America? The fact that one of its citizens won't stand for the national anthem due to perceived injustices to a minority group within the country, or the fact that one of its citizens during an international athletic event representing the country just completely like tried to he didn't just lie. He tried to make it look like, oh, it's Rio, there's a whole shitload of crime, so I'll just pass my story off as part of that crime.
Okay, I'm going to try to answer this one as if I what do I want to do? As if I'm somebody else.
Right.
Not me. I think it's... No, I can't fucking do it. Like, he goes to represent your country, and he doesn't do it. Colin Kaepernick is in the country, not following the rules, and I guarantee he was not the only one not standing at the national anthem. He's just one of the people that we can see, and that he's popular, so we care. Or we, most of the time we don't care. And again, our veterans, our military service men and women, thank you very much for your service. PandaWatch is not on that side. We're just saying, like, he made a choice, and that is his right to do. And I think it's more embarrassing for somebody to go down to another country and lie and say, you know what? It wasn't me. It was somebody else's fault. So now it's like the Jeffrey scene, like the Shame of a Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeffrey, I think it's interesting. And if you put that poll out there, it would be 50-50. Maybe even 52-48. Ryan Lochte is not embarrassing. Kaepernick would be more embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable too. And the fact that Lochte was trying to pander to all the crime happening in Brazil. I guarantee if this was in another country, if this was in London in 2012 and this shit happened, he wouldn't try to pass it off as, oh, London has a crime problem. Like, he would think of some different bullshit ass excuse, but it wouldn't pander to the fact that, oh, I was a victim of the environment.
The environment that is different. Yeah. Interesting. The world, Stephen. The world, man.
The world, exactly. Anyways, I hope that whatever Kaepernick's after, he finds some type of headway or resolution. Whereas Ryan Lochte, just stay the fuck home in 2020.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Kaepernick story will be interesting to pay attention to. And if you're a gambling person out there, if you've got Kaepernick being on the team throughout the season, may the odds forever be in your favor. But that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
And it ain't gonna be because of his inability to play quarterback.
Right. And it's funny you bring that up because I got one last question for you before we move on. Do you think if he was on like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady level, that this would be as big of a deal or a bigger deal, or to be more quickly forgiven?
Well, there's still some common factors, but I think it would be a bigger story. Like if Cam Newton did this, it would be out of control.
Oh well, yeah. That's why I didn't say him. If Cam Newton did this, I mean,
You said Tom.
Skip Bayless' head would explode.
Yeah.
But
you're saying like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, in terms of who they are, like what they are, not who they are.
Elite level quarterbacks that, and yeah, you can throw Cam in there too. But elite level.
The kid just won the Super. Well, they lost the Super Bowl, and he was the MVP of the league.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, would these NFL executives be more quickly to forgive Cam Newton than they would Kaepernick? No,
because it's not a narrative that's being pushed down. It's just something. Tradition is tradition, and so they all have. Like we all probably know somebody who's provided a service to the military. Some people have stronger roots to the military, so their sense of reverence would be higher. But they also are some people who have this perceived state of reverence, so they want to keep that up, and that damage their image. Self-preservation all over again. So they would eat Cam Newton alive. They would eat Aaron Rodgers up, but who knows for how long.
Right. That's fair enough. I think they would too. I don't think it's completely about race, but I do think it's a little about race.
No, it's definitely not. It's about race.
Right.
I love America, yo. I stand for the national anthem all the time.
Right, as do I. And I don't think that I'll ever find a scenario where I would knowingly sit for it. But
if somebody's sitting down next to me who's not standing for the national anthem, I am not like, my natural reaction would be like, yo, you not standing? Which is because like we've been standing for the national anthem for the past 32 years. But if they feel like they're going to sit down for whatever reason, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Because nobody else is offering a solution. They just are yelling, like, get up. The motherfucker's like, nah, I'm comfortable. I'm sitting right here.
Yeah, what does that say about 49ers fans that – no, I'm just kidding. Like, the average fan probably wouldn't have ever seen him sitting for part of it. Because they wouldn't have seen him on camera doing it, but yeah, I mean, whatever comes of it will come of it, and we'll see. We'll see what will bend first. Will it be Kaepernick's?
He ain't on the team no more.
Oh yeah, he got cut.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, that'd be funny though. But no, it begs the question, like, what's going to come of this? And even if it's just awareness, I feel like he accomplished what he wanted to. He probably wants something big to happen.
But we're not talking about the murders. We're not talking about the injustices that he's sitting for. We're talking about him sitting. We're talking about him sitting.
Right, exactly. So, no, and that begs the point. I mean, he's not getting what he wants out of this. So,
not his fault.
Right. No, of course not. That's not what I mean.
He sat down. He was like, all right, they're going to ask me why I'm sitting. Hey, guys, this is why I'm sitting. Oh, all right. But we still think you should stand. And we're going to tell you why you should stand. And we're going to write articles about why you should stand. And then the other side is going to write articles about why you shouldn't stand. And we just all going to be writing and talking.
Yeah.
And people are still going to be getting shot.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious to hear what J.J. Watt has to say about the whole thing.
Ooh. JJ is coming in all American, dude. Are you joking?
Yeah.
He might have Hacksaw Jim Duggan's pants on with the 2x4, holding the flag, and a set of left-handed gloves. and these balloons.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say about the whole situation anymore. Because you're right. I feel like all we did was talk about the reaction to him sitting instead of what he's sitting for.
Yeah. It's a fucking vicious cycle.
Yeah, it was one of the guys on ESPN said, pay attention to the substance, not the appearance. Or
Yeah. Stan Verrett, man.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Look, it's like, all right, y'all agree with it? Cool. Now what?
Right.
Dave Chappelle's skit. So, Dave, I was fucking my wife in her ass, and, take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Politics.
Speaking of taking it easy, my co-host over here went on a 3-week Mushu tour of Asia.
Oh yeah, Panda People. It's your boy KevNmah went to go see the world, and let me just tell you, it was life altering. It was beautiful. There's no other way to describe it, Steven. I mean, it was great. From Marseille, France, to Bordeaux, to Milan, to Thailand, which is like, Bangkok was by far my favorite spot in the whole world.
Yeah, obviously I was down in DC last weekend and we talked about that a bit, and it just seemed like you couldn't shut up about Thailand. And I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in like you're insufferable. But like you are, but like just not at that point. But
yeah, I mean, dude, you want to talk about food for the low? I mean, the conversion rate is always in favor of anybody who doesn't live in Thailand, unless you live in Indonesia, then you ain't got no money. But the majority of people, I'm sure there's rich people in Indonesia. There's rich people everywhere. Thailand with their Bangkok with their street food. Oh my gosh, you can get hot Thai noodle soup at 8 o'clock in the morning for $1.25. Then you go up the street, you get some pork satay or chicken satay with a banging fried rice for $2. Like fresh squeezed juice on the corner, a quarter. It was awesome.
Okay, now I have to ask, how much was orange juice?
Orange juice, though. Orange juice was expensive. No, orange juice was not fresh, though, which was interesting.
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean, as myself and anyone who's ever been to a diner with you before can attest that no matter the price, you love that small-ass glass of orange juice.
Look, man, I grew up a kid looking for sugar, okay? Whether I was drinking Kool-Aid or I just had to have sugar. So when I go eat breakfast, I'd rather have orange juice with my eggs, bacon, and over easy fries than water. But don't get me off my story, dude. Bangkok, man. I mean, there's a whole bunch of culture to see there. For those people listening still, if you guys haven't gone to lunch the next day, we went on a guided boat tour. Me, my friend Augie. What up? What up?
Your friend Augie?
My friend, man. When was the last time you seen her?
I don't know.
Exactly. And her boyfriend Jeff. What up? What up?
Oh, Gold Cup. Fuck yourself.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Actually, they weren't at Gold Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at that. Damn, dude. Just falsifying reports.
Yeah.
Shit. But we took a guided tour of like deep old town Bangkok, where we could see like the Grand Palace, which is where the president lives, or the king actually. Because because it's a kingdom. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh man. Yeah, get your knowledge up, yo. Stop being an ignorant American.
My fault.
Psych. Which brings me to a side part. Have you ever seen that that meme that is of Kenan Thompson when he's dressed as the French guy?
No.
Do you know the character that I'm talking about?
Yeah, Pierre.
Pierre. No, not Pierre from the bathtub.
Oh.
The dude on SNL.
Oh no, I can't remember the name.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
You see the picture?
Sure.
He's got a big beret on, he's got a brown shirt, and he's got a scarf on. But
right.
the meme says when you go on vacation abroad and then you come back cultured as fuck.
Yeah, that is you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? I leave the country for 3 weeks.
Back being like food doesn't taste the same here.
I can't, exactly. I left the country for 3 weeks and now I'm like, America, so dirty, so disgusting. But
right.
That would be a lie because Bangkok has a lot of trash. And everybody smokes, dude. Like everybody. Everybody. We might even see a 4-year-old kid smoking a cigarette.
I mean, yeah, I've obviously never been, so.
You should go.
Yeah, I mean.
Besides,
sure.
Bangkok was cool. The nightlife is a lot of fun. They rage like shit over there.
Didn't you go to one of those pool parties or?
We went to like a day-night pool party, but I mean, that's like going to something in Vegas. That's not more specific to Southeast Asia. But what is specific to Southeast Asia is their version of the red light district.
Oh.
Yeah. Time to get a little seedy, PandaWatch. With the help of some tour guides that we know from home, we will not name them for their sake. They led us to the red light district where it's like the one we went to is 3 levels and there's like 6 or 7 bars per level. But the first floor is like, I guess, the standard ones. The second one is where everybody's familiar with the Lady Boys, who are they are, I believe they are gentlemen who are women now, or they identify as women, but used to be male. Here's what I'm about to tell everybody. They are the most beautiful women in Thailand. Fact. But they are dudes. So for me, that was a no-go. If you like dudes, you should definitely give them a try because they look very good, but they're dudes. Am I emphasizing this enough? Are we getting the picture clear, Steven?
Yeah, you find lady boys attractive.
I find lady boys attractive. However, I'm like not going to get with them because they're dudes. Not my steez. But everybody else do their thing. But
yeah, no.
You called my trip Mushu. I know I'm rambling, but I just wanted to give you one Rush Hour 2 scene. We went into one of those strip clubs, and they have stages like we do in America, but instead of like having one woman on stage at a time, they have 60, and they're all just like huddled together. It was like one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life. It was bad, but the drinks were very cheap, so it was like a catch-22. We couldn't leave.
Yeah.
We were like, well, the entertainment's not that great, but these drinks are like phenomenal. But
nice.
Yeah, the whole trip, Europe's Europe again. More people smoking cigarettes. Shout out to Milan, got a lot of shopping in. Got to see the Duomo and all the basilicas, replica of the Last Supper. Stephanie Byrne got married to Dustin. Congrats to you guys. That was great in France.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And last but not least, George Lang is the god of Singapore. Period.
Yeah, I heard he rolls deep.
George is the man. And you got to go to a nightclub 4 times in one night. It's ridiculous. But Southeast Asia is dope. And now we're back recording PandaWatch.
Yep, and that's only part of the reason of our hiatus. Other part was just, tough to schedule when you both work full-time jobs. But
okay, so I've been doing a lot of reading. How much inner resistance did you have? Like, I know sometimes like our podcasts don't go off as like smoothly, so then you like get a little apprehensive. You're like, I don't know if this is working out. It's kind of like, I know that feeling. It's kind of like, damn, I wish we would have done better. But it's like, we have to keep recording or we're going to fuck this up.
I won't lie. There was a little nervousness the longer the hiatus was.
Yeah.
To get back and doing it. But I don't know how much of resistance that was. But
okay.
Because if you remember correctly, I don't know if it was last Wednesday or the Wednesday before, but you're like, hey, let's record at 9:30, and then at 10:30, 10:45, you're like, okay, I'm ready. So that was your fault.
Okay, that's fine, and I will take full responsibility for that. That's what adults do, Something happens, you don't run behind an anonymous quote. You don't say what I would have done in this situation. You just say, you know what? I take full responsibility for it. And I'm sorry. Anything else you want to say, Steven?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, that's fair. Thanks for keeping up with the theme of white privilege today. It was great.
When in doubt, blame it on the black guy.
Cracker. Oh, man. You got anything else?
I got nothing else. I think we got football coming soon, so that's exciting. We'll get into that as the podcast go on. South Carolina plays Vanderbilt tomorrow night. Today being August 31st.
That's right. You guys always get that Thursday night game.
Yeah, I mean that was a Spurrier thing, and it's smart because he was like, you know what, we're not going to be top tier, at least not right away. So let's get some solo exposure on Thursday nights, and he started doing that, and it kind of stuck as semi-tradition. So,
well, I hope you guys score some points.
Thursday night games are getting us more exposure.
Absolutely. Except for this year, you don't want any.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. We don't want any exposure.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Doug.
Screw that dude.
Nice. All right.
But yeah, no.
Yep.
As always, follow us on Facebook. Spread the word. We're now doing podcasts directly to YouTube Live because apparently the time we were gone, it switched from Google Hangouts to just YouTube Live.
Live.
We're still on YouTube, so keep looking for us there.
Steven, I promise to make sure that we get on an app. I've read something today that like mobile app, not downloads, but sales have exceeded something. I read something. It was great.
That's awesome. That's a compelling story.
Thank you. But yeah, we need to get on Stitcher is what I was trying to say.
Okay. But in the meantime, until we get on those better platforms, keep spreading the word. Keep following us on Facebook. And Kevin's now responsible for the Twitter account. And
hold on to your butts.
Yep. But until the next time, as always, peace, love, and
I don't have a thing for ladyboys. Chancletas.